Hello, sisters and brothers. I'm Valter Sanches, the General Secretary of IndustriALL Global Union. I would like once again to commend and congratulate all our unions worldwide in their efforts to fight for the health and safety, jobs and income of the members in all the countries that we are present. I would like also to invite you to check on our website, because in here we're keeping an update of all the actions, struggles and achievements that our unions are having globally, so that we can learn from each other and maybe implement the actions in our own countries. I would like also to mention that our structure, all our staff is working from home, because we're also trying to protect the health and safety of our employees as well. But they're active, they're ready to react and support in all the actions that we need IndustriALL for. So you can count on our structure. IndustriALL Global Union is with you along with your struggles. Last week, I sent a message to all our GFA companies, the companies that we have global agreements with. These are 51 companies, global companies, big companies that employ about 8.7 million workers. And if you consider their suppliers, they employed about other 20 million workers. So it's a big reach. And in this message to these companies, I urge them to negotiate, to engage with negotiations with the unions in terms of shutting down operations where risk is in place for workers, to, in case of essential services, that all the protective measures are in place, not only protective equipment for the workers, but also for the environment. We ask them to guarantee full coverage and access to healthcare services, and we ask them also to negotiate alternatives to keep the level of employment and income during this hard period. We also ask them to negotiate and support their suppliers, so that the suppliers can implement the same measures. In a different approach, I ask them also to consider the possibility of reconversion of the facilities to produce the products that are needed in the healthcare front. I'm very excited to say that in a number of countries, in a number of sectors, workers are offering themselves to produce ventilators, to produce sanitizers, to produce protective equipment, to produce hospital material, and even in plants that are not usually used for this. So I would like to commend these initiatives as well. We're also trying to get a separate commitment with some global brands from the textile and garment sector. This is a huge sector with millions of workers in supply chain that must be protected, their jobs and their income during this period. I would also like to mention that we, along with the other global unions, we're taking a number of steps together in a coordinated effort to also urge the multilateral organizations like the G20 that made available $5 trillion so that this money goes to people, not to bail out companies. And we are also in contact with the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, the international financial institutions, so that they also put resources available to countries so that this goes to social protection for workers globally. Once again, I would like to commend and congratulate all our workers that are in the industry, that are working in producing goods for the healthcare front, because they're playing a very important role, and I would like to commend all the efforts of our workers, congratulate them in all their efforts to fight this pandemic. In these times, like I said before, we have to keep the distance, but stay united in solidarity. Stay safe. A luta continua.